Boys, that just tickled.
In the near future, Johannesburg in South Africa becomes the first city to use robot police units. These robots, known as Scouts, are supplied by the company Tetraval, which develops and manufactures them. The Scouts are fully automated and have artificial intelligence. They were created by Diane Wilson, but his rival at the office, Vincent Moore, has developed a remotely operated robot called the Moose. Moore does not seem to appreciate Wilson's work. One of the Scout units, number 22, is frequently in need of repairs due to being accident-prone. After being repaired once again, it is sent out into the field and participates in a police raid to stop a drug deal gone wrong. During the raid, the drug dealers are confronted by Ninja and Yolandi, who are members of the real-life South African band Dionward. In their roles as characters named Ninja and Yolandi, they team up with America to deliver goods to the crime boss Hippo. However, Hippo demands a payment of $20 million within a week. While the meeting is taking place, the police and Scouts arrive and Hippo uses a rocket launcher to seriously damage Scout 22 before escaping. Ninja, Yolandi, and America manage to flee the scene as well. Yolandi has an idea that the Scouts might be able to be turned off with a remote control, which would render them ineffective as weapons. Moore requests additional funding from Michelle Bradley, the head of Tetraval, to continue developing the Moose. However, the government is so impressed with Dion's robot police force that they have ordered 100 more units and are not interested in the Moose. At Tetraval's headquarters, the technicians discover that Scout 22's battery is fused with its chest piece, rendering it beyond repair. As a result, they decide to scrap it. Hippo contacts Ninja, Yolandi, and America, and reminds them that he is still alive and expecting the $20 they owe him. To obtain the money, the gang decides to conduct another heist. Dion, the creator of the Scout units, returns home, where he has several AI robot pets and starts working on his newest project, creating an artificial consciousness for the Scouts. After programming all night, he succeeds. The gang discovers that Dot is the mastermind engineer behind the Scouts after seeing a news story about it. They believe that he knows how to power them off and decide to kidnap him. Dion asks Michelle Bradley, the boss of Tetraval, if he can use his artificial consciousness program on the Scrap 22 unit. She declines his request, citing insurance red tape and paperwork, explaining that the company is in the defense business and not in the business of creating poets. Dion decides to take a chance and smuggles the Scrap 22 unit and the guard key needed to update the programming and all the robots as a precaution against hackers out of the factory. However, before he can get home, Ninja's gang kidnaps him. Moore tries to convince Miss Bradley and a committee that the Moose is a better weapon than the Scouts, but they turn him down, stating that it is too big, expensive, and ugly. The gang brings Dion to their hideout and forces him at gunpoint to program Scout 22 to work for them. Dion agrees and assembles it, giving it the personality of a scared child. Yolandi takes on the role of a mother figure and names it Chappie. Dion warns them that Chappie only has 5 days to live due to the fused battery. Moore discovers that the guard key is missing and learns that Dion must have taken it. He checks his computer and finds out that the key is installed in the Scout 22 unit. Moore goes to work and tries to intimidate Dion into returning the guard key, but Dion refuses. Moore pulls the trigger of his gun, but it clicks harmlessly, and he leaves frustrated. Yolandi and America start teaching Chappie how to talk. Ninja gets impatient and starts to train Chappie to use firearms. Chappie struggles to learn, and Ninja becomes increasingly frustrated. The gang teaches Chappie more words, including gangster slang and profanity. Dion visits the hideout and is upset to see how the gang is influencing Chappie. He asks Chappie to promise not to do anything illegal, but the gang disagrees. Moore follows Dion to the hideout in hopes of finding the guard key's location. Ninja returns and threatens to kill Don for interfering with his plans. Yolandi convinces them to let Chappie be a kid, but Ninja insists that Chappie needs to be ready for the heist in 5 days to pay back Hippo. Ninja and America take Chappie to a rough area to toughen him up and leave him there to fend for himself. The locals attack Chappie with various weapons, but he refuses to fight back because of his promise to Dion. Chappie manages to escape and runs away. Moore manages to track Chappie and catches up with him. He uses an electronic device that looks like a battering ram to deactivate Chappie. They take him into their van and remove his arm and the guard key. They plan to chop him up into more pieces, but Chappie fights back and opens the doors to escape from the moving van. Moore realizes that they don't need to go after Chappie anymore because he can't learn anything new without the guard key. Chappie manages to return to the hideout where Yolandi is furious with America and Ninja for endangering him. They fix him by attaching a new spare robot arm. Yolandi reads bedtime stories to Chappie and tells him that he has a soul that she loves. Ninja and America devise a plan to trick Chappie into helping them. They steal cars to make money and buy weapons for their big heist. The gang arrives at a tall, round apartment building that looks crazy, similar to the building in Dread. A dogfight is taking place, and the criminals see Chappie, mistaking him for a police scout on a raid. Chappie and Ninja meet the arms dealer Pitbull and buy explosives, weapons, and Sony PlayStation 4s. When they return, Chappie tries to nurse a dead dog back to life. Ninja tells him that he must fight if he wants to be like the winning dog and not the dead one. He also tells Chappie that his battery cannot be fixed because Dion made him die. However, if he helps them with their heist, they will buy him a new body. Chappie agrees to go along with the idea because he doesn't want to die. Dion goes to the gang hideout and finds that Chappie is out committing crimes with Ninja and America. Yolandi warns him that Ninja will harm him if he stays. Chappie, Ninja, and America later return, and Dion tries to reason with Chappie. However, Chappie is angry that Dion did not tell him about his impending death. Chappie insists that he wants to live and stay with Mommy instead of dying. Moore installs new firmware, Genesis DAT, which deactivates all scouts around the country when he plugs in the guard key at Tetraval headquarters. This leads to total chaos with thousands of crimes being committed as the scouts are shut down. Criminals start attacking any scouts they see, making the situation worse. Dion takes the deactivated Chappie back to Tetraval headquarters and finds the guard key in Moore's computer. He manages to reverse the Genesis firmware update that Moore installed remotely, bringing Chappie back to life. However, Chappie knows he will still die in a few days and requests to be transferred to a new robot body that is hanging in the lab. Before they leave, Chappie sees the Moose robot and steals the control helmet. Chappie helps the gang rob an armored car, which is broadcast live on the news. Hippo and his gang watch the heist. During their escape, Chappie asks about his new body, but Ninja reveals that it was all lie and that Chappie will still die in a few days. Chappie is furious. Later, Dion warns them that a threat is coming and Chappie must be prepared to fight. He shows Chappie a gun, but Chappie refuses to use it. Chappie connects Yolandi's laptop and all the PS4s to create a supercomputer. He tests the control helmet on Yolandi and it works. Moore tries to persuade Ms. Bradley that the scouts are defective and the Moose program should be enabled instead. He blames Dion for the scout robots committing crimes, and Bradley authorizes him to use the Moose to combat crime and track down Dion. Hippo's gang arrives at Ninja's hideout and Hippo for himself after seeing him on TV during the armored car heist. Back at Tetraval headquarters, Moore remotely operates a flying Moose to Ninja's hideout to eliminate them all. A three-way firefight ensues, and Moose steps on America, rips him in half, and flings him against a building. Moose starts indiscriminately shooting at everyone, firing cluster bombs at Hippo's gang and killing them all except Hippo himself. Chappie attacks Moose, but he matched for its firepower. However, he jumps on the Moose and attaches a bomb. Hippo shoots Ninja and Dion, but then Ninja kills Hippo with a shovel. Ninja taunts Moose, allowing Dion, Yolandi, and Chappie to escape in the van back into their hideout building. The Moose is about to take out Ninja, but Yolandi surprises it by launching a rocket at it, which is ineffective. Moose turns and shoots Yolandi dead. Chappie jumps back into the action and blows up the explosive he had attached to it earlier before the Moose had a chance to kill Ninja. They bury Yolandi in a shallow grave, and Chappie says he needs to go back to Tetraval to kill a man. Chappie drives Dion in the van back to Tetraval headquarters/lab, where they encounter Moore. Chappie physically assaults Moore but refrains from killing him. Dion is near death, but Chappie transfers his consciousness into an available orange test robot. Meanwhile, Transvaal security forces are attempting to enter the room where they are located. Dion, now a robot, devises a plan to save Chappie's consciousness by transferring it into the nearest fallen RoboCop outside the Tetraval HQ, using Moore's computer, which still has the guard key inserted into it. Both Dion and Chappie are now robots, and Chappie has also saved Yolandi's consciousness on a USB flash drive from an earlier test of the helmet. Chappie hacks into Tetraval Robot Factory and creates a new schematic for a female scout. At some point later, Tetraval builds and tests the new female scout, and Yolandi's consciousness is transferred into the fembot.